You have probably watched a ton of video tutorials on
How to master AI agents.
What AI agents are.
About how to build AI agents without any prior experience in AI.
but somehow when you try to build one, you either get stuck and are sometimes even confused where to begin with. In this video, I will walk you through how I built my first AI agent with just two nodes. The idea is simple. Start small, get it working, and then start adding more complexity. Don't try to build something massive from day one. Step 1. Pick a simple use case. It can come from, anything around you. For example, I was talking to my relative. She is a teacher, and that gave me an idea. What if I built an automated teacher agent that evaluates an online quiz which is submitted by a student and then emails a summary of the performance of the student to that particular student? That became my use case. If you are unsure, you can even ask your favorite LLM like Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude to just refine your idea and break it into steps. Step 2. Think through a few basics. Which LLM should I use? Where will the input come from? Where will the agent store the context? What tools will it need? So I had already decided that I'll use N8N as the no-code platform. For the LLM, since I want to experiment a lot and keep everything local and private, I chose to run a model locally using LM Studio. I have already covered that setup in another video. I also have set up N8N locally. You can follow the official docs on n8n.io. They have really good step-by-step instructions with or without the use of Docker. If you don't want to self-host, you can use N8N Cloud. It has 14-day trial period and you can publish your agents easily. Third step is I need to define the input. So in my use case, the input comes from Google Forms. A student will submit the quiz, response will go to Google Sheet, and this sheet becomes the input to my agent. So I created a simple form with 3 multiple choice questions. So I kept it small just for testing purposes. For my test, I just put some random email ID and name. I write the answers and then I do a submit. Once I submit the form, as you can see here in the Google Sheet, a new row has been added. So my input source is done, decided. Now step 4 is I need to build it in N8N. So I open the PowerShell and I start N8N. So here is my N8N starting up, and then it says I can open it in the browser localhost 5678. So I open the browser and point it to the localhost 5678. It takes me to the home page where I can create the workflow. I click on create workflow. I can rename my workflow. So I rename it as my teacher agent. Then I can start with the first step. So as a first step, this is the trigger node. What will start this workflow? That is the trigger node. So now my trigger node has to be Google Sheets. Now whenever a new row is added to my Google Sheet, this workflow should start. So how do I connect to this Google Sheet? Using a credential. Now N8N give you step by step how you can create your own credential. So I just followed it, whatever is, shown in this doc. I followed it step by step, and I was able to successfully create my own credential. This is the credential I added in, I'm using in my workflow for Google Form and Google Sheet. So here I'm not going to create a new credential. I have already created one. So I'm just going to use it. So I'll close this, and then I'll select my credentials, what I have set up. Now I give the URL of my Google Sheet. So I have copied it in this Notepad++. I'm going to use that. So I'll just copy it from here, and I'm going to paste it. Again, for the sheet, my document sheet are both same. I add the same URL here. And now I'm all done. I'll just check. I'll just test this. Right. Now it's giving me the output. So my node is executed successfully. Okay. Input node is ready. So what is the next step? Step 5, I'll add an agent. Now how I'll add the agent? Now I create the next node. Click on the plus and search for AI agent. So this NA10 has, AI agent inbuilt. So I don't need to do anything. I can just use that for my purpose. Okay, now I got this, it opened the AI agent. Now you can just see how, what will be the source for the prompt. Now I am not giving any chat here. I have not attached it to a chat source. I'm just defining my prompt. So I go back to my notepad. I have this prompt. How did I build this prompt? I gave it my idea to the chat GPT, and over multiple iterations it refined my prompt. So I just copy it all, and I'm going to paste it in the prompt field. Okay, that is done, and then I can just close it. Now I need to give a brain to it. Agent needs its brain. So I open the OpenAI chat model. Now here, again, I have set up my OpenAI account credential. I'll show you how I have done that in a minute. You can also go through the docs. If you already have OpenAI account and you have the API key, you can follow these instructions. What I have done is run my local AI agent. So mine is a different setup, which I'll show in a minute. Now I have, I'm using this Gemma 4 agent, Gemma 4 LLM. So that is what I have selected here, and I'm done. So I go back to NA10 home, but before that I just want to add the memory also, because I'm not making here something very complex. I'll just use the simple memory of NA10 because I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to even define any session ID. I thought initially, but I gave the idea and used whatever was there in the previous one, in the default one. So that is what I'm doing now. As a tool, I think LLMs don't do very good job with the calculations, so I want to give it a calculator. So again, this also I just add it as a whatever was default. I want to add another tool here. This is the Gmail, because I want LLM to send a mail to the student on its own. So I give the tool Gmail to it. Now again, for credentials, I have set up my Gmail account. I already showed you in the first step how to set up your Gmail account or the Google account for these. It's the same steps for Gmail also. Now tool description, LLM should take on its own, so I am not giving it anything. It is set up automatically. Then what should be the resource? I want the message to be sent. What should be the operation? I want to send a mail. Now who should I send it to? That I'm going to pick it up from my input Google Sheets. So I'm capturing the email for the student from the email field. That is what I just needed to pull it and put it here. Okay, so this is showing the input. Okay, now what I have done is I go down. As for the subject, I want AI to do it itself. I don't want to define it. Message body, again, I want AI to take a decision on this. So this is done. I'm just checking once the schema, and then now I started the LM Studio. LM Studio is where my model is running. My server is running, and the LM Studio server is running, and I load a model there. Now I'll take you to show how I created my OpenAI credential. So for OpenAI, go to the credentials on the NA10 home. I open the OpenAI, this whatever credential I have created for OpenAI. I'll just open it and show what I have done here. Now this URL, this is the URL of my LM Studio server, and that is the local. It is running on my local, so that is why it is showing the URL for a local server. In the API key, though you are not able to see it, what I had typed here is no key. It just works locally because it doesn't need because it's running in LM Studio, it doesn't need an API key. The model, I'm using Gemma. My workflow is ready. Now I'll go and see if my LM Studio is running. Yeah, I open my LM Studio, it is running, server is running. You can see the URL. Now I load the model, Gemma 4. Yeah, the model is loaded. Now my system is just 16 GB RAM. So things are a bit slow over here. It takes a bit of time to load. So it's all ready. So I'll now execute the workflow. Google Sheets is done. Now the AI agent is running. I'll check what is happening in my LM Studio logs. It is processing the prompt. As I said, system resources are not so good, so it's taking a bit of time. And it's running and running. Yeah. And now I can see the workflow is completed. It shows green ticks everywhere. I open the Gmail account. Here I can see it has sent a mail. It is showing the assessment summary. It shows the performance summary. What are the strengths? What are the areas of improvement? What is the recommendation for the student? It's very good. The way it has put, it's really good. The only drawback is, for some reason, it did not put the subject correctly. So in my previous runs, that was also right. It was correct. For some reason, AI goofed up here. It did not put the subject correct. Now I gave a dummy ID, so that is why I'm getting this return mail. Okay, so I'll show my old runs, the result of some of my old runs. So here, if you see, the subject is also coming properly. Assessment results, maths quiz, assessment results, mathematics evaluation, and the way it has formatted the mail also, it's pretty good. Now, what can be improved here? There are a lot of improvements that we can make here. This is just a very raw, simple two-node agent. And if you see here, for each row that gets added to the Google Sheet, the entire process of executing the prompt, searching for the answers, and then building the email is being performed. So we can have some improvements, like we can have multiple agents. One agent will get the when the form is submitted, the agent can just get the questions and generate the answer key, and those answer keys can be input to another agent, which will take each of the student responses and check it against those answers. Another agent will do the work of formatting the answer, formatting the performance summary, and sending the emails. And they can even a few of them can even run in parallel. Then you can also add guardrails on the language of the email, because that is being sent to students. So you need to be very careful on how the response is framed for them. Then when evaluating the answers, we can also give some rubrics, evaluation rubrics. And then we can also give proper rules for formatting of the email. So there are n number of improvements that you can do for this agent. So this was just a start. This is not a production grade agent. It is just something to start with. So if you want to understand the basics of AI agent, check out my previous video. Now it's your turn. Pick a simple everyday use case and build something. Drop in the comments. I would really like to see what use case you have come up with. Let's keep learning agentic AI together. See you in the next video where I'll cover the LangChain basics.